So everybody got this book? Yeah, great. Excellent. Good. So we're on lesson 2, which starts on page 9. So let's just start with looking at the keywords in the box in the middle of the page, so we can each read one and say what it is.
Just read that.
You just read that?
Yeah.
Did you just read it because you were practicing ahead of time?
I didn't know that we were going to do it.
Oh.
My mom just told me to read them.
Cool. Well, excellent. Well, then you're going to have all the right answers. It'll be real quick. So
What page?
We're on page 9.
9. All right.
Yeah.
Listen.
Here, you want to read us the first word in the book?
What?
Do you want to read us the first word right here?
Oh, no.
On page 9 in the box in the middle where it says keywords you should know.
Oh. Yard.
Yeah, that's that.
Hand.
Good. And what else is it?
The pointer thing.
Excellent. Right?
Ani, which means me.
Yeah, literally it's I.
Yeah.
You know how in English you would say I if it was the subject of the sentence and me if it was after the verb? Yeah, it's the same in Hebrew. Ani is the one that does the verb, and there's another word we haven't learned yet for me. But yeah, you got the right idea. Excellent. Mitchell.
Kiddush.
Good. What's kiddush?
What?
Sorry, and what's kiddush?
It means blessing over the wine.
Right. And literally it means making holy, because what we're doing with the wine and the blessing is that we're bringing in the holiness of the day, whether it's Shabbat or a holiday. Good. Silas, fourth one.
Which one?
The fourth one.
Fourth one, right. All right. Yain.
And it means?
It means wine.
Good. And Lyra, you have one more.
Purim.
Right. What did you guys do for Purim?
We read the Megillah and ate Hamantaschen.
Excellent. All right, so now let's everybody just read a word in the reading practice at the bottom of the page. So, Bright, you want to read the first one there?
Calm.
Mitchell.
Cool.
Good. Right. Silas?
What?
Yeah.
No. I know what I am, but
Go ahead.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Kim.
Good.
Tim.
Right.
New.
Yep. Mitchell.
Good.
Good. Silas.
Sorry. I know what I am. How do you?
Good. Lyra.
Anu.
Good. Right.
Ani.
Yeah, you got the same word again.
Pink.
Mitchell.
Pink.
Good. Silas.
Sure.
Excellent. Lyra.
Poor.
Great. Great.
Gum.
Mitchell.
Gum.
What?
Gum.
Yes, excellent. Silas.
Yard. Gum.
Lyra.
Dog.
Right.
Bina.
Excellent. So Bina is a special word to me because it's the name of my dog. And it means understanding. Mitchell.
Does not understand things.
She does, yeah.
Good for him. Mean.
Great. Silas.
Like, shut up.
Good. Yeah. Great. Great.
Dion.
Great. Mitchell.
Diane.
It's you got the next one though, because Bright just did that one.
Dina.
Yeah, you got it.
Rabin.
Good.
Once again, I have to get over that.
Okay.
Robin.
Great. Great.
Uri.
It's Uri.
Uri.
Mitchell.
Pui.
Lyra, back to you, because I for a minute. Do you know what tzitzit are? Anybody? Right, what's tzitzit?
They're the little tassels on the prayer shawls.
Right. Oh. And you want to read us the next word too, Bright?
Kumi.
Great.
Newman.
What did you say?
Newman.
And Lyra.
Adam.
Great. And Bright.
Adam.
Mitchell.
Mayim.
Great. Does anybody know what mayim means? It's a word you might have come across. Lyra.
Water.
Excellent. You want to read us the next one, Lyra?
Yadai.
Great. Silas, just for your information, Lyra just read the third one on line 6.
Okay, thank you.
Mayim, it's not your turn yet. I just wanted you to know where to be. So does anybody know what yadayim are? You heard about us yad before. Yes, Silas. Silas?
Sorry, my volume is really high.
Oh, turn it up?
Yeah, and also like there's some other background noise. So wouldn't it be hands?
Yes, that's very good. So usually just eem as an ending means plural, but this one has ayim, and that's because anything there's two of, anything that comes in pairs, the ending is going to be ayim. So hands, ears, etc. Right, you want to read us the fourth one on line 6?
Adama.
Great. Anybody know Adama? Yeah, Bright?
Is it like fruit?
You're on the right track because you know it's a word from the blessings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So say Borei Preha Adama at the end of blessings for things that for fruit of the earth, because Adama means earth or soil. So see how if you look on the last word on line 5 was Adam. So what do you think Adam is?
Earth.
Well, close. Adama is earth. So Adam is like in English Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Adam is the name of the first human. And I like to translate it earthling because you can see how Adam, in Hebrew, it totally makes sense that you would say God made Adam out of Adama because it's actually kind of like a word play, right? Like if you had the word Adama and you just took the hey off the end, you'd have the word Adam. So you could literally make the word Adam out of the word Adama. But in English, it doesn't come across because we don't have the same connection between the words. So that's part of why it's so much more interesting to read the Torah in Hebrew than in English because there's all these extra levels of meaning that you don't get from the English. And so it also makes it really clear that Jewish thought thinks of us as actually being made out of the earth. We're not separate from it. We're actually part of it. So, Mitchell, second to last on line 6.
God.
Excellent. Silas, you got the last one. Excellent. So let's go to the next page. Actually, I think page 10 is going to be an easier one to do as a written exercise. So let's go to page 11. So starting in the lower right-hand corner, read them to each row. So we're going to read them, and we're also going to...
What?
We're going to read the words in the triangle on page 11. We're going to start at the bottom and go up. And most of them, it's pretty obvious what they mean, I think. But it's kind of a nice way to learn a lot of vocabulary words about food. So, Lyra, you want to start at the bottom right?
Pizza.
Pizza, right. So
that almost sounds like pizza.
Oh.
pizza, but it also, do you guys know what, we use the same word pita in English. Do you know what pita is?
Pita.
Yeah, it's that bread that you eat with hummus and falafel.
Also a character in the Hunger Games.
Oh, yeah, but probably not named after the bread, would be my guess.
Actually, it is. He's a baker.
Really? Oh, cool. All right, so Bright, you want to read us the next one?
Doggone.
Great. And so that means wheat or grain, as it looks like. And in other ancient Near Eastern cultures, Dagon was the name of a deity of the grain. Mitchell.
Matzah.
Right. Excellent. Silas. Yeah. You got the last one on the bottom.
Oh, that makes more sense. Wait. On the bottom. Oh, that. Wait. Okay. Pizza.
Great. Did anybody have matzah pizza a couple weeks ago? Excellent. If you have leftover matzah, spread some tomato sauce and some cheese and stick it in the toaster oven. Highly recommended. Lyra, you got the first one on the next row up.
Bazaar.
Good. What do you think that is? They're kind of weird looking. It's supposed to be onions. Oh, sorry, Lyra. Was that what you were going to say?
No.
Yeah. So it's Batzala's onions. They're like green onions, like scallions in this picture.
Toteem.
Poutine.
Toteem.
Yes.
I had some for breakfast.
Me too. Mitchell, you want to read us the next one?
Banana.
Yep.
Banana.
Yep, exactly. I don't think they had bananas in biblical times, so it's just the same word as in English.
Banana.
Silas, you got this one. Yes, marak. Yeah. Marak. That's the one Silas. That's the one Silas just read us. So you got the next one.
Doggy.
Right. So what's one fish?
Dog. Fish.
So see how dagim now mean it would be dagim. The im would be like putting an S on the end of the word in English.
2 fish.
2 fish, or it could be multiple fish. However many fish there were, we would still call it dagim if it was more than one. And Bright, did you already read us that last one?
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. So let's go to the next page. 12. So we have words at the top of the page we're gonna read and translate, and then they're all words that come from the bottom part of the page. Mitchell, you wanna read us the very top word I think is supposed to be a big challah at the top of the page. You wanna read us the top word?
Perry.
Peri. Yeah, you could say peri or peri. People sometimes, even though you're supposed to pronounce that vertical dot vowel, in words where the consonants can kind of flow into each other, sometimes people just say pre. And do you know what pre is? Like think Borei Pri HaGafen or Borei Pri HaAdama or Borei Pri HaEitz. Anybody know what the pre means? Right?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
It actually sounds a little bit like the English same word. It's fruit. So we talk about the fruit of the vine, the fruit of the earth, the fruit of the tree. All those things are the things that we eat. And can you see how, like in Hebrew, a pei and a fei are basically the same letter. So the word pri is kind of like the beginning of the word fruit in that there's a P or F sound and then an R sound. And then even the yud is kind of reflected in the word fruit. There's an I, even though normally you wouldn't expect to spell the word fruit with an I in it. But that I think, is kind of related to the yud and pri. So good. So Silas, you got the first one in the middle row there.
Alrighty. In this.
We're reading we're on page 12.
Oh, I was wondering, like, wait, but why are you reading this? I'm confused. Okay, letem.
Look at the middle letter again. It doesn't have a little.
Oh, lehem.
Lechem, yeah. And what's lechem? Do you know?
No.
Think like hamotzi lechem min haaretz. What do we say that over? You know?
The bread.
Right. So lechem means bread.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Kira, you got the second.
Ta-eight. Ta-eight.
Ha-eight. Good. So what's ha at the beginning of a word?
The.
Right. Good. And do you know what eights is? We say borei pri ha-eitz when we're eating all the things we eat at Tu B'Shvat. What do you think eights might be? Or we call the Torah Eitz Chaim. Any ideas?
Tree.
Tree. Yes. Eights is a tree. So what's ha-eight?
The tree.
Excellent. So, Bright, you got the first one in the bottom row there.
Haaretz.
Three dots are an S sound. And what's haaretz?
It's the bread? No, it's not.
We say hamotzi lechem min haaretz, who brings forth the bread from haaretz. It's
Earth?
It's close. It's kind of earth. It's more land. It's like the difference between Adama and Aretz is that Aretz is like land and Adama is like earth. So like we call the land of Israel, Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel. Good. Mitchell, you got the middle one on the bottom row.
Hagafen.
Good. So what do you think that means? What's the ha? And what's guffin? Do you know?
Vine.
What?
Vine.
Good.
The vine.
Right. Hagafen is the vine. Excellent. So when we say borei pri hagafen, the pri hagafen is what?
The vine. The fruit of the vine.
Exactly. You got it. Silas, you have the last one in that thing.
Alrighty.
the last word in the call at the top.
Yeah, okay. Hamochi.
Yes, good. Do you know what that means? What's the ha part?
The.
Good. So motzi is kind of a complicated word because it's a present tense verb that's being used as a noun. So in Hebrew, when you're talking about a person who does something, you use the present tense of the noun for it. So like a judge is like the word for judges, or a doctor is the word for heals. So motzi is kind of like that. It means brings forth, but ha-motzi is like the one who brings forth. So hamotzi lechem min haaretz, the one who brings forth bread from the earth. Good. So now we're going to go to super reading secret at the bottom of the page. If you look in that blue box. So the way that they're showing it to us, they think it's helpful to look at it being sort of each word plus the next. And then on the plus side of the page, you're reading each word kind of individually to make sure you have the word. And then the kind of arc over the words on the other side of the page are to show you sort of on that side, you're supposed to be kind of blending the words together, like reading them smoothly in a row, the way you would if you were actually reading a phrase. So let's give that a try. So we're back to Lyra. So you're going to read it twice. You're going to read first the individual words and then blending them as a phrase.
Okay. Baru ata Adam. Baru ata Adonai.
Excellent. Right.
Baruch.
Now you got the next line. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Borei pri hagafen. Borei pri hagafen.
Right. These are familiar enough you can read them easily. Great. Mitchell, third line.
Borei pri heights.
Ha-eights.
Heights. Trees.
Read it all blended together.
Okay. Pri heights.
So we just had two phrases with borei pri. So anybody remember what does borei pri mean? So what's borei we haven't talked about. What's pri though? Mix up.
Fruit.
Good. So what do you think borei means? Anybody? When we're saying a blessing, blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of all space-time, creator of or creating the fruit of whatever we're getting the fruit from. So borei is creator or creating. So borei pri hagafen, creator of the fruit of the vine. Borei pri ha'etz, creator of the fruit of the tree. So if you're saying a blessing over something that came off a tree, you'd say ha'etz. If you're saying a blessing over wine or grapes, you'd say hagafen. So Silas, you got the fourth one down.
Borei pri ha'adamah.
Excellent.
And borei pri ha'adamah.
Good. And so what do you think that's going to mean?
Let's see. It would be borei pri is that. Yeah. Ha'adamah. The.
Remember we were just talking about how Adam comes from the Adamah?
So the earth.
Yes. And what's the borei pri part?
It would be giving the earth.
So we just talked about it. It's borei. Anybody else remember what borei means? We just talked about it. Borei pri hagafen and borei pri ha'etz. And now we have, yeah, bright.
Isn't it like the giver of the?
Creator. Yeah.
Borei is creator or creating. So, and then what's pre? Anybody remember pre? Yeah, great.
Fruit.
Yes, good. So, so Silas, then what's Borei Pri Ha'adama going to be?
So, giving us the earth.
What did we just say Borei Pri meant? Or what did Borei mean and what did Pri mean?
Earth giving or creating. And then the earth. What?
What was Pri? Do you remember?
Huh?
What does Pri mean? Right, just told us.
Yeah, likely would be creating the. We thank you for creating the earth.
Well, Adama is earth, but Pri is translated yet. So Pri means fruit. So Borei Pri Ha'adama, creating the fruit of the earth.
Oh.
So we don't think of the food that comes directly out of the earth as being fruit. In English, when we think of fruit, we mean only things that come off of a tree or a vine. But in Hebrew, they use the word fruit to mean produce. So the fruit of the earth would be the things that come directly from the ground, like potatoes and yams and broccoli and stuff like that. So we would say that blessing over stuff like that. And does anybody remember at a Seder what blessing you said over the parsley?
I forgot.
Parsley? Yeah, from what I just said, which one? Where does parsley grow from? Does it grow from a tree or a vine or straight from the earth?
Maybe straight from the earth.
Right. So which blessing do you think we'd say over the parsley?
Adama.
Excellent. You got it. So now you guys, it's actually kind of cool because this idea of saying the appropriate blessing before you eat something, it makes you think about where your food comes from, which we don't tend to do that. You know, a lot of times we just eat our food. We're not even thinking about how it grew or that somebody grew it or, you know, what a gift it is that we get to have food. So thinking about which blessing to say helps you think about where your food comes from. So we're up to the last one. So we're back to Lyra. You got the last one on page 12.
No, see, lehem, min haaretz. Hamotzi lehem min haaretz.
Excellent. So let's try translating that one. That's a little bit harder, I think. So hamotzi, do you remember what we said that was?
The something.
Yeah. The one who brings forth. That one's a little bit harder, I think, because we don't use it in any other blessings. We just use it in this one. So, and then what's lechem? Do you remember lechem? What food?
Bread.
Yes, bread. So who brings forth bread? And mean we haven't had yet, but from. And how about haaretz?
The earth.
Yeah.
Bread from the land.
Exactly. Right, who brings forth bread from the land. So I always thought this was a little bit of an odd blessing to say because it kind of makes it seem like bread comes out of the land whole, right? Like already made into loaves, maybe even sliced.
You'd be lucky to find that.
Yeah. So why do you think we might have that as the blessing that we say over bread? So I have a guess about it, which is that I think that people have a tendency to think that everything that we get is because we did something and that we worked so hard or we're so good or we deserve it. And so we would tend to think if we have bread, oh, I get to have bread because I spent all this time making the bread. But what the blessing is telling us is that on some level, it's all a gift. And that there's tons of people out there who are working hard and are really good and they don't have bread to eat. And so the fact that we do is that, you know, in some ways it's being given to us, even if we also had to put work into making it. In some ways it's just a gift. So let's go to page 13. So at the top, it says, special tastes remind us of what happened to our ancestors throughout Jewish history. For example, certain foods at the Passover Seder help us remember that we were slaves in Egypt. So first let's do this bit at the top. We're going to read the words in the yellow box. And as we translate each one, we're going to figure out what it symbolized in the Seder. Yeah, Lyra?
I need to go to the bathroom.
Okay, go ahead. So, right, it's your turn. So read us the top word and then tell us which symbol on the right it's going to match up with.
Matzah.
Yeah. So what do you...
That would be leaving Egypt quickly.
Excellent. Mitchell.
Haroset.
You got the second one. Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yours was the second one, not the last one.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Harpas.
Karpas. Do you know what that is? It's like bright nose. What's karpas?
Isn't it the bitter herbs or the bitter greens?
No,
So-
it's a funny word because we use parsley for karpas, but karpas is a funny word because we think of it as meaning parsley because that's what the stuff of the Seder that's called karpas, we usually use parsley. But that's actually an Ashkenazi tradition. The Sephardic tradition is to use celery for it. And the word karpas doesn't get used in the Hebrew Bible to mean parsley or celery or anything at all. In fact, the only place in the whole Bible the word karpas comes up is in the book of Esther. And there it means something totally different. It means like the fancy wall hangings in King Ahasuerus' court. So somehow karpas, maybe in Aramaic or something, came to mean some kind of a green vegetable that appears in the spring. But we don't really know exactly what it is. But basically, it's that point in the Seder towards the beginning where you take the parsley or whatever you're going to take and dip it in salt water. So what do you think that's going to match up with on the left-hand side? What is it going to symbolize?
Slavery is better.
Well, you might think that because the parsley is a tiny bit bitter, but it's not very bitter compared to the bitter herbs. So, but what it is, what is always special about the karpas, whichever thing we use for it, is that it's like a little delicate green that starts to sprout up in the springtime.
Springtime.
Excellent. Silas, you have the third one down.
Okay. Oh.
What?
I sort of lost the face.
Okay, we're in the yellow box.
Okay. So it would be Maor,
Good. Do you know what that is?
the bitter herbs.
Good. So which thing are you going to match it up with on the left-hand side?
That would be slavery is better.
Excellent. So Bright, we're back to you. You've got the last one in the yellow box.
Haroset.
Good. And what's that?
That would be the mortar.
Right.
Right.
And that's right. It symbolizes the mortar. And what is it actually like? What is the food, haroset?
It's apple and nuts and sometimes raisins all ground up into a paste, and it's really yummy.
Mitchell, are you going to say the same thing?
I was gonna add some wine to that.
Yes, you're right. Yes, usually it has sweet wine in it too. I think it's yummy too. I actually really like the maror with the haroset. So then it says, these two blessings are always said before Shabbat meals. So first we're going to practice the Shabbat blessings, and then at the bottom we have some other food blessings. So we have enough that we can each read a whole blessing. So Mitchell, you want to read us the first one, the before eating bread?
And meat lechem. What?
That first word on the last line is hamotzi.
Hamotzi lechem min ha'ar.
Silas, you got the second one.
Okay. So melech ha'olam.
Read the whole second blessing, just like Mitchell
Oh.
did the first whole blessing. It would, so
Baruch
you're gonna learn
atah.
more if you follow what's going
Yeah.
on.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei kli hagafen.
Excellent.
So blessed are you, Adonai God, ruler of the universe, who has created fruit of the vine.
Right.
I'm surprised they didn't do the blessing over the candles.
Yeah, I think that probably the reason that we're not doing that one at this point is because that has
Using food.
that we haven't really gone over yet. So right now we're doing all the ones that are food related. And then I think later we'll do the ones that have the extra phrase in them. Lyra, you got the third one, please.
Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei pri ha'adoma.
Well, you had the one above that though. It's almost the same except the last one.
I'll read that one then. Because
That's a good idea.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei pri ha'etz.
Excellent. So see how those last three blessings are all the exact same thing except for the very last word? So hagafen, the vine, for grape juice and wine. Ha'etz, the tree. You can see all kinds of things that come from the tree. And then ha'adamah, the earth. We have a bunch of stuff that came from the earth. So one of the things you can see is that it's like peanuts because they don't grow on a tree. They're going to be ha'adamah. But other nuts, because they come from a tree, they're going to be ha'etz. So let's go to the next page, page 14. So at the top of page 14, we have a couple of verbs. So Mitchell, if you want to read us the one with the boy and the apple. It's
Okay.
so this is an aleph at the beginning, so it's going to be silent, and then the middle letter is a chaf without a dot, so it's going to be a ch sound. Do you want to try it again? Yeah, ochel or ochel. So that means eats or eating. It's a present tense of eat. So, and that's
probably for boy.
yes, very good. And Silas, you want to read us the one with the girl eating pizza? Close. So the vav with the dot over it's going to be the O sound.
Yeah, okelet.
Ochelet, yes. So, and what do you think ochelet's going to be?
Something about eating pizza.
Well, it's not going to be about the pizza. It's just
Maybe a girl eating pizza, or a girl eating someone eating.
it just means eats or eating. Just like ochel that we just talked about. Ochel means eats or eating for a boy. Ochel is eats or eating for a girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so if you wanted to say a boy eats something, you'd say he ochel. If you wanted to say a girl eats something, you'd say she ochelet.
Okay.
Good. So now let's go through all these words. And even though it shows the picture, maybe it seems obvious, we're going to translate them as we go to make sure that everybody knows what the words are. So Lyra, you got the box with the bread in it.
Lechem.
Good. So what's lechem?
Bread.
Good. So if I said Lyra ochelet lechem, what would that mean?
Lyra is eating bread.
Excellent. Great. You want to do this one?
Ox. 8.
8. Good. And what's
8. It's the tree.
excellent? And Mitchell, how about the other word in that same box, the one pointing down?
Adama.
Good. And what's adama?
Ground.
Yeah. Or good. Silas, you've got the first one in the second row down.
Okay.
What?
Please.
Yes. And what is pre? What is pre? Yes. Good. Excellent. Lyra, you've got the the other one in that row.
Hurry, hagafen. Hurry, adama.
Excellent. So what's that going to mean?
Root of the earth.
Excellent. Good. Right.
Parrot.
Look at the dot over the vav at this on the second to last letter.
Parrot.
Peyrot. So what do you think peyrot is going to be?
I have no idea.
Picture. What is it a picture of?
Oh, is it fruits?
Yes, it's fruits plural. So we talked a little bit ago about how "im" at the end of a word is like adding an S. It means plural. But that's only true for masculine nouns. Masculine nouns, to make them plural, you add "im." Feminine nouns, to make them plural, you add "ot." So you have to know if a noun is feminine or masculine to know which kind of ending it's going to have to make it plural. So even though the vowels are changed and the yud's missing, you can see how peyrot is mostly the same letters as pre. So pre would be one piece of fruit. Peyrot would be multiple pieces of fruit. So Mitchell, you got the next one.
Geffen.
It's the next line up, though. It's the second one on that line. With
There's a
the
banana. Hot 8.
good. So what's that?
I thought Rick just did that.
No, right, just read peyrot, and we were talking about how it's plural with the ot on the end.
Oh.
So what's pre ha-8's going to be?
Fruit of the tree.
Excellent. You got it. Finish. The first one on the bottom line.
Okay.
Which means?
Wait.
What?
Vine.
Vine. Yes, it's vine. Good. And is Lyra still there?
Yeah.
Lyra,
She's here.
Okay.
All the talk of fruits.
Yeah. Excellent. You want to read the last one in the box in the bottom?
Hurry, hagafen.
Hagafen, which means?
fruit of the vine.
Excellent. You guys are doing great. So now, page 15, we have a little matching thing. Write the number of the matching picture after each sentence. So we're going to do reading a sentence and then translating. Bright, you got the first one.
David Hamelech Okel.
Yeah.
Green.
Yes. So how are you going to translate it?
David. I don't know.
So what's the ha on Hamelech?
The.
Good. And then what's melech? Think Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam.
Creator? No.
Anybody remember melech?
King.
Yes, king.
King.
So David the king. And then do you remember?
Eats
Good.
fruit.
Excellent. So what number are you going to put by that?
6.
Excellent. Mitchell, the second one.
Rudy. Helet. Lechem.
Good.
Rudy.
So Ruti is just a name. It's like it would be Ruthie in English.
Oh.
And what's Ochelet? Do you remember? Look at the page before. See at the very top of the page before, Ochelet?
A girl eating,
Right, so Ochelet is eats for a girl. So Ruti Ochelet would be Ruthie eats. Or is
there's two things.
right? So what is she eating? Lechem. Do you remember lechem?
He's eating fruit.
No,
But which picture?
but Mitchell, fruit would be pre, and this is lechem, like hamotzi lechem min haaretz. So what do you think lechem is going to be? Anybody remember lechem? Right.
Bread.
Right. Good. So now Mitchell, try translating the whole sentence. Ruti ochelet lechem.
Rudy is eating bread.
Good. So now what
And
number?
it looks like she's eating sandwiches.
Yeah, it does. So what number are you going to put with that?
4.
Excellent. Silas, you have the third one.
On the tree.
Good. Excellent. And what number is that?
1.
Excellent. Thank you. And is Lyra there, or should we go straight to Bryce?
No, you can.
Lyra's
You go first.
here. Lyra's here.
Who's here?
Third one?
Fourth one.
Oh, fourth one.
You got the long one.
Hell. Oh. Hellet. Salat. Pellet.
Yes. So So let's translate. Rachel.
That's a name.
Right.
Um,
How about Ochelet?
I don't know.
Okay, look at the back at the page before, the box at the top. You see Ochelet? With the girl with the pizza?
Rahel is eating.
And salat is one of those words that we haven't had necessarily as a separate vocabulary word because it's almost the same in English. So it's salad. So it's a salad of peyrot. So it's peyrot.
I don't know.
So that we had, that's this one. It's like pre, but it hasn't.
Oh, fruit.
Right, fruits. So she's eating fruit salad. So which number is that going to be?
7.
Excellent. And Mitchell, you have the fifth one down. Oh, sorry, no, Bright does. Sorry, I almost skipped Bright. Bright, you have.
What's the fourth one down, anyways?
Sorry. Lyra just did the fourth one down, and now Bright's going to do the fifth one down.
The third one.
Right?
Oh, sorry. Yeled.
Hold on a second. Lyra, do you have a question?
What was the third one?
Oh, you were gone for that one. Hapri al ha'etz. Silas translated, it's the fruit is on the tree.
Oh,
That was number 1.
so it's 1.
Okay, Bright, go ahead now.
Okay. Yeled. Ohel. Adama.
Good.
So,
You remember Yeled? We haven't had it in a long time. Anybody remember Yeled?
trying to remember it.
It means boy. Yeled is boy and Yalda is girl. We had it a long time ago. So I'm not surprised you don't remember. So boy, a boy, ochel adama.
A boy eats the earth.
Earth, yes. A boy eats,
Oh, so it would be the little boy eating the sand.
yeah. Good. So Mitchell, you got the next one. The third from the bottom.
Hatul. Tahat. Hagenel. Hagenin.
That's a
I don't know.
Hagefen.
Hagefen.
Good. So,
So the cat. Yeah, the cat.
you remember Tahat? We had it last week, but we haven't had it very much.
Near.
Close. Anybody remember Tahat? Right.
Under.
Yes, very good. Under.
The
So,
cat is under the vine.
excellent. So what number is that going to be?
So it's tip.
Great.
Tip.
You got it. Cyrus, you have the second to last.
Okay. Kli tahat halem.
A what?
Halechem.
Good.
That'd be the food is. Sorry. Yeah, the food is under the bread.
Excellent. Which picture is that?
Wait.
I think it's 8.
Oh. Yeah, That makes sense.
So
That makes a little sense. I didn't say it like, I don't really know.
yeah,
That food is a little under the blood.
okay, so we're close. So Mira, you have the last one. You got the other longest one.
Lehem, uperot, al ha'adama.
Good.
And it's 3.
Yes, you're right. But let's translate it anyway.
Lehem is bread. Uferot is I'm not sure what uferot is.
So the u at the beginning is like a the. It means and. And then because there was another letter on the beginning of the word would have been payrot with a pay, only it left. I don't know what that noise is. Somebody's like filing or something. It would be payrot if it didn't have the prefix on it. So if you look back at the other page, see payrot? So that's payrot, is fruits. So uferot is going to be and fruits. So bread and fruits. Al ha'adama. What's al ha'adama?
Under.
Close. Taha under. Al is, anybody remember al?
Next to.
That's very close also. It's on. Al is on. So bread and fruit are on adama. What's ha'adama?
The earth.
Good. Excellent. You got it. You guys are doing great. You're learning a lot of vocabulary. So this is wonderful. You're going to, now when you make blessings over
Bread and
you'll
fruit
understand
is on.
everything. So for a little bit of homework, if you could do page 10, which is a matching game. And then also just practice reading the blessings on page 13 and make sure you understand, because we can now understand pretty much all the words in the blessings on page 13. So that'd be good to practice those and make sure you know what all the words mean. So, and I will see you guys next week. Questions, comments? All right, take care. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.